Hello, this is Yogeshwar 7000 again, and I'm back with another interesting topic in Vedic astrology. As a matter of fact, today will be the last video on our series on Rahu transit 2017, and today we'll be talking about the effects of this Rahu transit which happened on August 18, 2017 for Gemini moon sign people. Okay, so the effects to be felt by Gemini moon sign people means that, as you can see on the screen, number 3 is written where the ascendant is, but please do not get confused because we are talking about Gemini moon sign people, not about the ascendant of Gemini. Be very careful. So look at your birth chart, and in case the planet moon is placed in your natal birth chart where number 3 is written, that means you're a Gemini moon sign person, and then this video is for you as to what the effects of this Rahu transit is going to be. Because as per the ancient astrological scriptures, transits, or gochara as it's called in Sanskrit, should be looked from the moon sign and not from the ascendant. Okay. However, there are certain astrologers with different opinion. Modern day astrologers, they feel we can look at transits from the ascendant as well, so feel free in case you're Gemini ascendant, but then there are no guarantees. I just follow the ancient scriptures in all of my videos, so I'm not going to recommend that, but if you want to see it from your ascendant, feel free to do that. And this is a very important transit. Why? Because Rahu is a major malefic, as we know, a malefic of the malefics. And also, this is a very important transit because Rahu is going to stay there for another 18 months. We know that planets like Moon are important transits, but Moon stays in one zodiac sign. It's the fastest act, as a matter of fact. It stays in one zodiac sign for approximately 2¼ days. So although it's important, we're not much concerned because it's going to pass. 2¼ days pass very fast as compared to 18 months here of Rahu. And of course, Rahu being a major malefic, like I said. So what is going to be the effects of this Rahu transit for Gemini moon sign people is that Rahu is going to be moving into their second house from the third house, and we know that the third house, last 18 months Rahu transit must have been pretty much okay for them as far as Rahu is concerned, of course. But here, since it's going to be moving into the second house, it's going to affect your family, your wealth, your savings to a great extent. So that's something which you have to be extremely careful about. Your health also has to be taken into consideration, and you should be very careful about it. And especially what you should do is you should eat well, you should not overstress, you should not overdo things as far as your physical capability is concerned. You should do your proper exercises. You should not spend much as far as spending your money is concerned. All these things have to be taken into consideration. And also, as we know, that when Rahu moves into a zodiac sign, Ketu automatically moves into a zodiac sign which is right opposite to it. So here automatically Ketu will be moving into your 8th house. So it's a tough period for you because Rahu in the 2nd house and Ketu in the 8th house axis is going to create a major problem for you. Now, sometimes what happens is when Rahu is, as far as the transit is concerned, when Rahu is unfavorable, then Ketu is in a house which is not that unfavorable. So it kind of balances it. But here, you see that this axis is going to be acting very tough on you, especially for the next 18 months. Okay, so the other effects of this Rahu transit, other than your 2nd house of family and wealth and savings, and are, like I said, health also matters have to be taken into consideration. You could get into some kind of health issues which are related to your Vata issues. Now, as we know that we have 3 doshas or 3 defects, all humans, and they are categorized into Vata, Kapha, and Pitta. And people are not familiar with that, please refer to my earlier videos on this 3 doshas. So that's the dosha which is going to be affecting people with the moon sign of Gemini most. Okay, especially people who are older. They have to be careful about the digestive system. They have to be careful about their joints, especially. That's going to be the part which is going to be much affected as far as their health is concerned. Also, people who are in jobs, their job environment is going to come under stress. Your mental peace at work may not be all that great. You may get into conflicts with your colleagues, so the recommendation is that, you know, try to be as polite, as cordial as far as your relationship with your, you know, colleagues is concerned, your bosses is concerned. So workspace is going to be coming under a lot of pressure in this 18-month period starting August 18, 2017 for Gemini moon sign people. Also, as far as we already discussed about the health and the job environment, but there's something called a profession, which is a step higher. There's something called a career, which is a step higher than just doing a normal job. So people who are trying to change jobs, and you know, that also is not a good period. This period is not good for them to change jobs for a very better career move. You know, you want to keep changing jobs for a better career move. This is not the best period for you, for Gemini moon sign people. Okay. Also, people who want to change careers in terms of, you know, moving from a job to a business or from a business to a job. This is not a great time for you. You may end up not being successful in those ventures, and of course other factors have to be taken into consideration, but I'm just talking specifically in terms of this Rahu Ketu transit. Okay. Prestige at work, or actually prestige or your reputation at any place is going to be having a major negative impact in this 18-month period for Gemini moon sign people. Okay, it could be family, you could get into some kind of a scandal in society, there could be some reputation and, you know, prestige problems at place of work. That also has to be, you know, be very carefully seen, and precautions have to be taken that do not undertake something which can affect your reputation and prestige anywhere. Like I said, could be the society, could be family, could be your job or your business, anywhere. So this is extremely tough period for people with Gemini moon sign people. Also, as far as you know, for people whose dashas are not operating favorably for Gemini moon sign people, this is, we are talking about the transit or the gochara, but in case the dashas are also not operating well for Gemini moon sign people, then it's a major double impact, and there could be extreme problems, and in those extreme cases there could be problems related to getting hospitalized as well. You know, there could be longevity problems as well. And I don't want to scare you, because, you know, normally, you know, it's very rarely that happens, that you know, the transits are negative and the dashas are also negative and the other planets transits, the other 7 planets transits are also negative. It's very rare, but that could happen, so you have to watch out for that, you know, and do not perform any normal remedies, just general remedies which you pick up from the internet. Go to a good Vedic astrologer, or at least a temple priest, who will look at your chart and prescribe you remedies in case there is an extreme case, because like I said, you know, it's very rarely that, you know, your dashas are also negative and this transit is also negative and other planets transits are also negative. But still, look at your chart. In case that is happening, then you could be in some serious problems, and you may need to do remedies. Okay. But in case your other transits of other 7 planets other than Rahu and Ketu are favorable for you, then of course many of these negative impacts of this negative transit for Gemini moon sign people can be balanced to a great extent. And also, if the dasha is operating a positive for you, then many of the negative impact of this negative transit can be balanced also to a great extent. So generally not a very great great transit for you, especially in terms of, do not undergo any kind of a major expenditure, because the savings of people with Gemini moon sign people are going to be affected too much. Also, do not get into any kind of a major renovation for your house, because this is not a good period of time to overspend, especially as far as house matters are concerned. Do not get into a real estate deal, or, you know, buying a new house or a new place to live is concerned. Not a good period of time. Your mother's health could also come under pressure in this period, so be extremely careful on that. You know, take good care of your mother's health, especially for mothers who are older. And also, sometimes it happens that your relationship with your mother also could come under a lot of pressure when this kind of a transit is happening. And this is happening for Gemini moon sign people currently, starting August the 18th, 2017, for the next 18 months. Okay, so generally, like I said, not a great period of time, but do not get worried, because look at other transits and the other dashas. The dashas, or the operating periods of other planets, have to be looked at, you know, through the nakshatra dasha system. And I keep saying that do not just depend on the nakshatra dasha system, just go to the other dasha systems, rashi dasha systems, which could be, you know, a chara dasha system, or even a narayana dasha system, and then come to a conclusion. A lot of astrologers make this mistake. Then they just look at the nakshatra dasha system and come to a conclusion. So these are the effects of or some of the effects of this Rahu transit for Gemini moon sign people. And hopefully you enjoyed this video. In the meanwhile, I will recommend subscribe to my channel, check out my website, there is a link below, and I will see you with an interesting topic in Vedic astrology in my next session very soon. Goodbye.